If you've ever struggled with confidence, now whether that is just in your day-to-day life, maybe speaking in front of a room of people, or just holding your own in a conversation, then keep watching. Because the secret to unshakable confidence, it isn't what you think. It's not about going on YouTube and learning a whole bunch of tactics and faking it till you make it. Yes, those things, they might help you once or twice, but they're going to be very short-lived, and they're still going to have you feeling like you are faking it. Real confidence is about rewiring your body from the inside out. And the key, well, I'm going to share that with you in this video, along with a whole bunch of cool things that you can do straight away. So let's be honest, most confidence advice out there is like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. That whole stand tall, project your voice, make eye contact. Sure, these things, they help, but what if inside your nervous system is screaming, danger, run, what the f? There's no amount of power posing that is going to override a body that is stuck in survival mode. So for years, and maybe you have felt this too, I thought that confidence was something that you either had naturally or you didn't. See, I'd watch other people these other people that I saw as being really confident, they would have no problem at all asking people for things that they wanted. They could walk into any room and it seemed like they just owned that room straight away. Meanwhile, I found myself overthinking everything. I'd start asking myself, well, can I honestly ask this much? What if they think that I don't know what I'm talking about? Why do I feel like I'm about to pass out? And it wasn't until I started working on myself in a way, so I started doing internal work, specifically my nervous system and something called the vagus nerve, that I noticed things start to change. And weirdly enough, when I did this, confidence, it kind of just showed up without me even realizing it. It wasn't in a forced way, it didn't feel rehearsed, but it was this confidence that felt real, deep, and effortless. Now, I've just mentioned something called the vagus nerve, and you might be thinking, well, what the bloody hell is the vagus nerve, Anthony? Well, let me break it down for you. I am gonna say straight out the gate that I am no doctor, I'm not an expert on this subject. However, it is something that has really fascinated me for a number of years. I've read a lot of books on it, looked at a lot of research on this, so I'm sharing you what it is that I've discovered over the last few years of really trying to understand this part of our body. So the vagus nerve, I want you to think of it like your body's control center for calm and confidence. It runs from your brain all the way down to your gut, controlling things like your heart rate, your digestion, and get this, it also controls your ability to feel safe and socially connected. What? Now there are two sides to it. There is the ventral vagus, which is the front. Now this side of the vagus nerve is the I feel safe, relaxed, and confident side of the nerve. Then you've got the dorsal vagus, which is the back, which is the I want to curl up into a ball and disappear side of the vagus nerve. And here's the really cool bit. Your body, it sends 4 times more information to your brain than the other way round. Which means that if your body is in panic mode, there is no amount of just be confident or you'll be all right, pep talks that you get from your also helpful friends that is going to fix it. You have to go a lot deeper. So let's take a look at the vagus nerve. How do you hack this built-in system for instant confidence? So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've done over the years, but I do feel that I need to give you a quick bit of the academic-y kind of stuff around the vagus nerve, but I'm going to do it in a very excited way so that I don't bore you. So first up, we need to understand what vagal tone is. If you've never heard of vagal tone before, it is essentially a measure of how well your vagus nerve is functioning. So the higher your vagal tone, the more resilient and calm you are going to be able to feel in stressful situations. And research has shown us that a high vagal tone is linked to a calmer nervous system, better emotional regulation, increased social confidence, and even improved digestion and heart health. Now on the flip side, a low vagal tone, this can show up as anxiety, social discomfort, and even physical issues like high blood pressure and gut problems. There's a really good book. Let me find it for you a second. This book here, The Vagus Nerve Reset by Anna Ferguson. And inside this book, Anna explains how working with your vagus nerve can help you shift from survival mode into a state of confidence and connection. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me share some of the vagus nerve exercises that I've been doing over the years that have really helped with that vagal toning. So the first one is to get better at breathing. And now you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Anthony? I've been breathing for years. I think I know how to do it by now. Your breath is the fastest way to access your vagus nerve. Now, most people breathe like they're constantly running away from a lion.
We need to talk.
Oh, crud.
So this is really shallow and fast breathing. So instead, we want to be slowing our breathing down, and we want to feel from low down first. A lot of people breathe straight into the chest. Now, a really simple way for you to test this, and you can do this right now, is you just place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and take a breath in. And the belly hand should move first. Then add to this, once you've got that figured out, then just keep this as a really simple rule. Just exhale for longer than you inhaled. So breathe out longer than you breathed in. Now, I know there's a whole bunch of really cool numbers and stuff that you can do to make sure that you're doing it properly and breathing properly, but I'm trying to make this video as simple and as practical for you as possible. Basically, the longer exhales, it activates the vagus nerve, which tells your body, hey man, chill out, we're safe. The second thing that you can do is to start to use your voice differently. If you've ever noticed how a monotone voice feels really cold and robotic, the reason for that is because your voice is a reflection of your vagus nerve. The things like singing and humming and even speaking with more vocal variation, it naturally stimulates the vagus nerve. So by using your voice differently, or singing or humming, whatever it is you want to do, not only will you start to feel more confident by using your voice differently, if you want to sound more confident, and that is literally just start using your voice in a more dynamic way. The third exercise that you can do is cold exposure. Yes, I know this one's brutal, but it works. Even a splash of cold water on your face can work. But cold showers, or if you want to go really hardcore, then go and do an ice bath. But this wakes up the vagus nerve and it builds resilience. And this is something, the cold immersion is something that I've been doing for many years now. And initially, the reason why I did it, it was all to overcome that voice in my head that was telling me to not get into cold water. It was going, what are you doing, you idiot? That's freezing cold. Why are you going to get into a cold shower? And I wanted to overcome that voice, especially first thing in the morning as well. So now when I get into the cold, so I regularly go and do, there's a cold plunge pool up at a gym which I go to. My goal when I get into the cold is to see how quickly I can calm down to the point where I'm not thinking about how cold it is. So I try to get like some kind of like Zen kind of monk when I'm in the water. And the cold therapy, I've noticed a huge difference in how I react to situations that, for what I've noticed, a lot of other people, they tend to lose it. They tend to lose control, and I'm able to stay more in control in those situations now. That's really powerful. The fourth thing is to shake it off. If you've ever seen a dog shake after a stressful moment, it's like the whole body shudders. This is their nervous system resetting. Now, humans, we tend to store stress in our bodies. There are a whole bunch of books about this. The Body Keeps a Score is one of them. But by simply shaking or dancing or even just swinging your arms backwards and forwards, this can help discharge that stuck energy and reset your system. Now, this was something that I used to do when I was working on the cruise ships and I was backstage. I would jump up and down and shake the hands out. I'm going to encourage you to do this though. After you've watched this, just start to go onto YouTube. You're on YouTube now, but in the search, type in neurogenic tremors. So neurogenic tremors, it's a form of therapy that they're now using to help people with PTSD, and the results that they're getting are absolutely phenomenal. But let somebody else explain that to you. So all that being said, let's tie this back to confidence, because here's the thing. Confidence isn't just about how you think, it's about how your body feels. Now, I'm just going to say that I think that needs repeating, and maybe even a caption across the screen so that you can screenshot it, save it to your phone library, and never look at it ever again. But confidence isn't just about how you think, it's about how your body feels. If your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight or freeze mode, you are always going to feel like an imposter. And when you train your vagus nerve, confidence, it starts to become a side effect, not something that you have to force. So if you've ever felt like confidence is something that is out of reach for you, then I encourage you to try some of these exercises out. It might not make a massive difference immediately, but what you will find is that over time, you will start to see a big shift. And I would love to know in the comments, which of these exercises that I've mentioned are you going to start with? And if you have enjoyed this video, then you want more content like this, and please hit that subscribe button. Everything that I put out on this channel is here to help you build real confidence that lasts and help you live what I like to call a life less ordinary. All that being said, I'll see you in the next video.